TF2 Classified is exactly the thing I've been wanting for years. It's not a reinvention of the entire wheel, but rather a tastefully done spin-off that a set fan base can enjoy. It's stuff like this that comes out and revitalizes whatever hope I was losing in the state of the TF2 space. Making a new TF2 is just as hard as it sounds. However, the idea never started like that. Because how do you make the most critically acclaimed multiplayer shooter of all time feel and play exactly the way your team wants it to? You take it back to its inception. By adding cut content that we saw from the start, they can keep some of Valve's vision intact while balancing it in ways that their time and budget couldn't think of. For simplicity's sake, I'll break it into a couple of parts of the best decisions made here. All of the stock weapons are here, don't worry, as well as some weapons that Valve added that were balanced and generally overhauled how the class played. There are some incredible additions here. My favorites are hit you once, hit you twice, oh, and I hit you three, triple dipper, once, boom, oh, come on, I got you third, oh, and I hit you the third time, and I'm not even fazed by it. That guy. Oh, shit, okay, hang on. Boom, oh, and I gotcha, and I wasn't even trying. Imagine what I could do if I was trying. Listen, I do not have to repeat my opinion on Sniper.
You're on Sniper, do yourself.
No, you don't understand this, but somehow what they've done with that has made Sniper insanely enjoyable for me. You don't get tunnel vision when using it, so it's not the claustrophobic nightmare for me it usually is, and functions more like a DMR. Seriously, this thing is incredible and exactly what a Sniper needed for me to have more fun playing as him. As well, the RPG for Soldier— I'm sorry, I can't stop playing with it, I can't stop winning! The RPG is incredible at changing up Soldier's gameplay loop despite being so simple. It's a bastardization of the direct hit beggars and somehow the Fat Man from Fallout. I found myself smacking enemy team members in the face with it and laughing all the way to the point. One rocket in the chamber is seriously not that bad considering the relatively quick reload, and the extra 30 damage allows you to just smack the shit out of light classes. Arcing it is surprisingly fun too, and when you get someone at a long distance with it, it feels like you hit the lottery. It's a perfectly balanced rocket launcher that won't cause blood pressure to rise like the direct hit. Also, the Rejuvenator on Medic is somehow exactly what the class needed. Gone is the traditional point-and-click beam, and we are now shooting healing orbs at our teammates. It is insanely solid at healing at a medium range distance, but in groups or even pocketing, it works, dare I say, better than stock. I'm sitting over here thanking myself that the crossbow isn't in here with this, because in this current state, it would carry games. Again, I cannot underestimate how powerful the Uber is as well. Popping a bubble shield that gives all of your teammates Uber is just as good as it sounds. I just wish my teammates would stop running away from me. Les Gampettes is the spy cloak I've been wanting for years. By making the spy this mobile, it allows him to be a menace if you can escape. Because if you get caught by anyone, you're dead before you can say how much you love the hunting revolver. This cloak creates such a good loop for spy, and one I was already playing before the watch's creation. Heavy's artillery cannon is so much fun too, but I found it to be lacking at distances, which was my main draw to this weapon. But shooting it around corners gives Heavy great utility, and goddamn does the weapon sound menacing. Not every addition is super strong though. I found myself wishing I was using the scatter gun instead of the nail gun, and the sticky bomb launcher instead of the dynamite. But I feel like they're so different from their alternatives that they will find their own respective audience that enjoys playing with them. The weapons all feel like they were designed by the mercs themselves, and really don't feel out of place. The art and modeling team cooked so much here, and I speak for everyone when we say how much we admire and respect the dedication. And while I miss my cone, having different weapons being represented on the class's player model is genius, and makes me wonder how much better TF2 would be with that feature. And I'm not second guessing if that pyro really is using the back burner. In base TF2, new players will get dropped random weapons every 50 minutes or so on average. Here, they just give you all of them. And it's not bloated to the point where you're wondering if something is literally just a direct upgrade. Like, is the Uber Sprites a direct upgrade from stock if it takes away 10 points of your health? Or the jump pads for Engie? Would you trade Engineer's most powerful utility for a faster, less efficient rollout, but with better flank potential? These aren't some bullshit concepts made by idiots with access to Google Slides, but rather carefully curated additions to TF2 that feel fantastic. The weapons, of course, would be nothing if the new game modes and maps weren't fun, but again, classic bet on green and hit. The VIP mode is not my new favorite mode in TF2, but it's a fun enough addition that I'll definitely keep coming back to. The Civilian is a character that shockingly fits right in with TF2's universe, and while the model looks fantastic, the voice actor killed it. Even in the trailers, I felt and understood what he would be like.
Yes, we know the market's been noisy lately.
The buffs he can give you are a good enough reason to look after him, but I think that will take the player base a few days to learn. Playing as the VIP is super fun too, but I'm definitely not itching to do it every time I play the mode. Sometimes being the bodyguard or the flanker is just way more fun. The game mode is essentially payload, except your payload is a real person that moves and has feelings. I love you, little man. I'm on your side for the rest of your life, okay? The re-edition of Arena is way more fun than I initially gave it credit for in base TF2. Seriously. With the stakes being no respawn, it makes everyone magically play better, and I've never seen pubbers this coordinated. But I feel as though my excitement with this mode was accelerated by the addition of 2 more teams? Green and yellow seem like obvious additions to TF2 that naturally flow, but it would feel like it would completely throw off the traditional balance and design of the game. And it would in normal TF2, but man does it work in Classified's favor. While the 2 modes I mentioned previously made TF2 more competitive in nature, by just providing heavier stakes, the 4 teams embraces the casual nature of this game. By having that many teams come after you, it makes TF2 feel like the shooter equivalent of Smash Bros at a party more than ever. I found myself seeking out modes that had 4 teams, and while I think it will be a drawing factor for me coming back to Classified, the maps they are on do have to sacrifice some unique layouts because of the 4 teams, but it's nothing detrimental, and it was a great time from the bits and pieces I played. And having TF2's formula changed up this much is so enjoyable. Domination is a fantastic addition as well, and cuts down on the stalemates that happen with attack defense by making the 3 points always available to both teams. But it is ultimately a footnote in the beautiful package that is Classified. These modes are fantastic, mainly because these are ideas that Valve already had, but man, by just providing heavier stakes, better weapons, new things, and almost completely shutting down pub pushes as though people actually want to focus on the objective, it's great. TF2 over the years has had to cut back on its graphics and art style due to them adding so many hats, items, and other things of the sort. Not to even mention the spaghetti code optimization mess that is TF2. But man, Classified not only looks better, but performs better. We've restored the toon style cell shading that was mostly absent in modern retail TF2, and damn, it looks incredible. Everything here is so colorful and clear, and I don't particularly find myself getting mods to improve visibility or turning down my graphics. I had them on the absolute highest possible, and while I do have a great PC, I could not run TF2 at this frame rate and graphics while recording even if I tried. I know it's a trope to say Valve hire this man, but come on. The removal of cosmetics, as I mentioned previously, is sad, but it clears things up more than I'd like to admit. And I don't have to wonder why that Pyro is on the green team, and I just know that Pyro is on the green team. The new weapon models fit insanely well with TF2's style and setting. Nothing is shockingly out of place, and the futuristic and sci-fi additions they do have fit perfectly and are insane. I cannot even imagine how many hours were put into making them look as good as they do. The maps as well have been curated to perfection, and better than what Valve has been putting in the game currently. For every choke, there seems to be a couple of different options and flanks for the adventurous, and compared to the amount of maps TF2 has, this is insanely tame. The game has so many people running their own servers, and all of the gameplay you're watching was captured on the same exact one. I never had to switch because of AFK bots, a map or mode I didn't particularly like, or someone being annoying. My enjoyment was only ever interrupted by respawn times or switching between servers. It's not perfect, but as more gets added, I can only imagine this being a solid way of playing games. It has me wondering if I should set up a Chieftopia of my own. The hit and kill sounds are incredible. It's not as distinguished as the ones in TF2, but they excel at being gritty and punchy, which works surprisingly well here. The game's settings options are fantastic, and you don't have to mess around with config files and have external knowledge about the source engine. Everything you need is here. Having the FOV be able to go above 90 is a serious game changer, and while I'm a freak that likes the highest FOV possible, this is a must for most modern games. Having achievements is one thing, but all of the art and naming is hilarious, and it was great to see so many pop up in the feed while I was playing. Barely anybody knew the maps or the weapons, so it almost felt like playing TF2 on launch. And even when I was dying or losing, I wasn't finding myself getting mad at the game or its systems. The almost complete removal of random crits is fantastic, and I would say contributed a lot to my enjoyment of my time playing this. And while I miss the convenience of queuing through casual, I love being able to pick whatever rules I specifically wanted, which you can do through stock TF2 through the community server browser, but that's pretty much dead. The UI looks fantastic, and while simplified, it works insanely well. TF2 Classified is great, I wouldn't want it any other way, and even after the launch hype dies down, this is not going to be a one and done gold rushed mod. Go install and play it right now. If you've been stagnant on TF2 like I have, this will revive your lost hope. The development team has and will continue to put their hard-earned passion into this, and I can't wait to cover it and maybe go even more in depth about what they've put here. The gameplay loop is fantastic, and when I need a break from the parts of TF2 I don't like, I'll pick this one up and I'll give it a spin. If you can, donate to the development team and talk about the mod. It had a great launch day, but let's keep giving it the support it deserves. And whether you like it or not, I will continue to make videos on this game, and maybe even stream it a little. So subscribe if you want to see that. My name's Chief. Deuces.